I'm going to start recording that. And it's recording now. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Richard Epcar, who voiced Raiden and the Joker since Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe up until Mortal Kombat 11. Let me be the first to say thank you to being interviewed. Thank you for this interview.
My pleasure.
And let's see here. The first question is, how did you land the role as the Joker or as Raiden?
Well, actually, it's kind of a fun story. I was called in by Bridget Berdine, who was the casting director for various games and stuff. And it was a really interesting and an unusual audition because they basically they had DC Comics on the line and Warner Brothers on the line, and they asked me to read for all of the characters, in Mortal Kombat and all the characters in the DC universe. So it was really fun for me because a lot of those characters, I grew up, reading comic books and that sort of thing, and so it was really fun. And I did all these different characters, and I loved doing Raiden. He was just really seemed really a good fit for me. And then when I did the Joker, uh, this voice just came out of me with the laugh and everything, and they really liked it. And as I was leaving, Bridget said to me, she said, "If they liked you for everything, what would you like to do?" And I said, "Well, if I had my choice, I would love to do the Joker and Raiden. Those were my two favorites of all the characters that I read for." And sure enough, about 3, 4 days later, they called and booked me for both those characters, and I've been playing them ever since. That was about 13, 14 years ago. So that's been nice.
Yeah, so you basically kind of channeled a little Mark Hamill when you did the Joker.
I've never heard Mark do the Joker, so I couldn't have channeled Mark Hamill. I
Oh.
understand. I understand. People really love his Joker, and he's
Mhm.
very well respected, and I'm sure he does a great job. I've just never heard it, and honestly, I don't want to hear it because I'm doing my own thing. I'm not. It's like when we're talking about James Bond. And, when Roger Moore stepped in for Sean Connery, he wasn't trying to play Sean Connery playing James Bond. He was playing James Bond as he would play James Bond, and that's what I do with the Joker. I'm not going to play another actor playing a character. I'm going to play the character, and that's what a good actor does.
Oh. Which character did you enjoy voicing more, Raiden or the Joker?
Oh, they're both fun. I really like them a lot for different reasons. The Joker's a lot of fun because you can just get really big and crazy with him, and it doesn't matter because he's basically insane. But Raiden, I love Raiden very much too because he's just a very honorable, noble character, and he's kind of like everyone's dad, really.
Yeah,
But
like
but
father
I
figure.
Yeah, he's a real father figure, and I really enjoy playing him. I think he's a very inspirational character, and I like playing. I love playing heroes, but I also really like playing heroes as well. I mean villains. I like playing villains, but I really like playing heroes as well.
What was it like when you first started voicing Raiden?
What was it like? It
Yeah.
was terrible, I tell you, terrible. No, it was fine. It went really well, and I think, like I said, it was a really good fit. And I think as I've gone on, it's gotten better and better. And I just want to. I hope and pray that I'm able to continue playing these characters for a long, long time to come.
Which character did you enjoy? I mean, um, were there any characters that you wish you could have voiced if you were given the opportunity?
Yeah, maybe Batman one day. I'd love to give him a shot. I think he would be a really fun character to play. I like playing these characters that are really good characters, but they're a little bit tortured. It's always fun to play someone who's a little bit tortured or has some pathos in their character. It's always fun to play those characters.
Were you a fan of the Mortal Kombat franchise before you were called in to voice it for Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe?
Yeah, I actually was. I actually worked on the original film. I did some voice work on the original one with um, Christopher Lambert played Raiden in that one, and actually Ed Boon did some voice work on that as well. So that was kind of our first go at it, and it was a lot of fun. I got to play a lot of those characters, and it was kind of like foreshadowing, I think, of what was to come with my career a little bit. So
Yeah,
it
you could
was really,
say it was quite shocking.
yes, it was. It was very
Um,
shocking.
of all of the finishing moves that Raiden has had in the game since Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which one would you say is your favorite?
I honestly don't know because I don't really play the games. I just come in and I play the characters. So I'm a terrible gamer. I really suck at it. I'm a much better actor than I am a gamer, that's for sure. So I don't really know about what his moves are or anything like that, other than he's a thunder god and he has a lot of control and power over lightning and thunder and that sort of thing. But I don't know about his actual fighting moves per se.
Oh. So basically, you just do the voice and
Hmm.
wait for that paycheck to come in.
Yeah, I'm the actor who gives him life, and but the other stuff, as far
Mhm.
as the movements and all that stuff, that's the mocap actors that perform those characters,
Yeah.
and they would know probably more about that than I would.
Which of the current timeline games would you say is your favorite that you were involved in?
Well, every incarnation I think gets better and better. I love this last one. I think 11 was amazing. I also really like 10. 10 was incredible too. But I really liked 11 and because it got into Dark Raiden and I really enjoyed playing him a little darker. That was kind of fun to have him just be, a total badass and not care,
Yeah.
so that was kind of fun.
Yeah, especially that torturing of the Nox scene in the beginning.
Yeah, that was very uncharacteristic of Raiden, really. But
Yeah, you would expect him to be like the calm, cool, collective Thunder God, and only aggressive when it comes to protecting Earthrealm.
well, he kind of had his breaking point, I guess, and plus his Jinsei chamber was contaminated a little bit, so
Yeah.
it pushed him over the edge a little bit. But I kind of like that he just was a total badass and just said, "I'm not going to accept any anymore," and he wouldn't tolerate it, and he just basically went after his enemies. And I thought that
Hmm.
was great.
Yeah, it wasn't only just the Jinsei chamber that tainted Raiden, it was also this.
The amulet, yeah, that's right. Shinnok amulet.
Yeah. I have two of those. That one
Oh,
I bring this one I bring to conventions,
that's cool.
and this one I use for display purposes only.
Where did you get those?
I actually bought them off my friend Justin McCollum. I'll send you the link to his Etsy store where he sells it, like where he 3D prints them and stuff like that.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's called Another Dimension 3D, like another dimension, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll send you the link after.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see here. Um, what do you like most about being Raiden?
Well, I just really enjoy the character. As I said earlier, he's a very
Hmm.
noble, honorable character, and as an actor, he's a lot of fun to play. He just has a lot of presence, and he's very commanding, and he's just a very, very wonderful character. A really wonderful character to play.
Besides Raiden, who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character?
Besides Raiden,
Yes.
uh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, I think Johnny Cage is a lot of fun. He's a fun character. Uh, there's a lot of really interesting characters in there. Uh, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think I got really fortunate with Raiden. He really is my favorite character out of all the characters. I just really like him a lot. He just seems to have the best moral compass of any of those characters.
Yeah. Is there a reason why you weren't contacted to do Mortal Kombat Legend Scorpion's Revenge as Raiden?
I have no idea. If there was a reason, I don't know what the reason is. That was actually kind of hurtful to tell you the truth. But it was honestly not everybody in the games got to play their characters. There's only a few of them that actually got to reprise their characters, and then they recast a lot of those characters, and I'm not really sure why. I think that would have been something that I would have fit really well. But I wasn't in the position to do that, so sometimes people come along and they want to put their own spin on different stories and different shows, and that's what happens. So that happens. Listen, I'm very grateful I've been able to play him in the games for as long as I have been, and hopefully, like I say, it will continue to do so. Listen, it's like Warner Brothers does so many incarnations of Batman and the Joker and all these different characters. There's so many different actors that play all these different characters. Almost every single time they have a new incarnation of these characters, they have a new cast. So I think that's basically what happened with that animated cartoon.
Yeah, basically Patrick Seitz and Steve Blum returned as Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and then that was it. I think everybody else was new. So
Yeah, like Jennifer Carpenter was Sonya. Um,
yeah, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
yeah. What do you like most about being part of the Mortal Kombat franchise?
I think it's a great franchise. It's obviously I've done over 600 characters in my career, and in games, animation, and anime, and Mortal Kombat is definitely the high point of my resume, and I like those guys very much. They're a great group. They do amazing work. I think the animation they do on the games is phenomenal, and stories are phenomenal. So it just to be part of that universe is really a blessing.
Mm-hmm. And not to be off topic of Mortal Kombat, but here's another game that you did voice work for, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, Ansem, and Terra Xehanort.
Yeah.
I do both those guys in that, and that was
Mm. Yeah. Just checking to see. Uh, would you be interested in voicing Raiden in a future installment of the franchise?
Of course, I'm very interested in voice training. I hope they continue to bring me in.
Let's see here. Let's see what they- do you have any favorite games from before you worked on the franchise? Like favorite Mortal Kombat games?
You mean before I got involved with it? No,
Yeah.
as I said, I'm really not a gamer per se. I mean, the Mortal Kombat that I knew when I was kind of coming up was, they were in the arcades. They had the Mortal Kombat games in the arcades, and I'm sure I played that once in a while, but it's kind of a different thing now than it used to be. That's for sure. It's gotten a lot more serious, a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
But it was we would do that for fun. We would play pinballs and some of those console games like Mortal Kombat, and I was always aware of it, and I always liked it very much.
Mm. Yeah, I've always been a fan since the very
Yeah.
beginning. I actually have soundtracks. Mm, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, I hope
Well,
I answered your questions.
you did, and I want to thank you once again for doing this.
My
And I'll
pleasure.
be sure to send you that. Let me just hit stop recording.